I can't believe there's still one more game of this. Steven! I know, I should be more optimistic. Well, it's not that. It's the Leafs, man. You know it's going 7.
Let's go! Do you have a humiliation kit? This is all I ask you to do.
I'm having a great finger flick. You're allowed to show up.
This team is ruining my life. I'm taking crazy pills.
With you, wherever you are, welcome to LFR. Isn't this how I started last video?
Dude! No! 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 All of you! Oh my God!
Analysis. Hey, I've been playing a new fantasy game and I'm having a lot of fun with it! It's the official fantasy hockey game of the NHL and the NHLPA. Download NHL Fantasy Stars from the Apple Store or Google Play. It's free to play and runs daily so you can play anytime. Whether you want nostalgia or the thrill of ripping open packs, this is the game you want to play. When ripping open packs, you can get gold, silver, base, or even all-star cards. And you know what? I felt real good heading into this game. So I thought, you know what? I'm clearing my lineup. I'm clearing the lineup. I'm only playing Leafs tonight. Matthews, all-star card. He's going in there. Leafs team card. Obviously. Then we're going to throw Matthew Nice at left wing. Who else we got? I got a Morgan Riley card. He's going on left D. And then who else do we got? Surely I have more. Scroll past all those Oilers. Don't need those. Max Pacioretty, you're a left winger, but you can go into my flex spot. Simone Benoit, get some hits and blocks, why don't you? But I don't have a right winger. So you know what? I'm going to go into the marketplace because you can buy and trade with all sorts of people. It's peer-to-peer. I'm going to look up a Marner card and see if they got one available. And look at that! There he is! It's big bucks, but he's worth it. So I'm going to get him, and I'm going to put him in at my vacant right wing spot. And now I got a full lineup. I was projected to get 73.2 points tonight. I got 43. Mitch was literally my worst player. Trailed only by my Leafs card, which had 2 points. This is why you got to play with your head and not your heart. I had a bunch of Oilers and Golden Knights I could have thrown in there. Maybe you'll be better at this than I am. In fact, I can guarantee it. Become the GM of your own NHL team. Set lineups, buy and sell players, and make blockbuster trades. Can you beat me, Adam Wilde, or Jesse Blake? Well, you can take us on all playoffs long. It's all daily contests so you can join at any time. Today we got a playoff offer, get a free 10-player pack. That's so many players! Download NHL Fantasy Stars today and see if you can beat geniuses such as Adam Wilde, Jesse Blake, or me! So, that's enough about my fantasy team. Didn't do so well. How did the actual Leafs do? The best thing you can say about that game is that it's over! Here's the thing. They lose game 4, and a lot of people I thought were a little too upset. Yeah, you had a 2-0 series lead, and you choked on it. It's tied 2-2, but where is it tied 2-2? It's going back to Toronto, where you haven't lost a game yet. Not against the Panthers, you haven't. This was nearly the second time all playoffs the Leafs were shut out on home ice. Nearly the third time they were shut out overall. Every year, we seem to run into this problem where when the going gets tough especially, the Leafs can't score goals, which is weird. It's super weird because Mitch Marner makes $10.90 something million, and John Tavares makes $11 million, and William Nylander makes $11.5 million, and Auston Matthews is literally, that word gets overused, but literally the highest paid player in the National Hockey League with $13.25 million bills to wipe his tears with. A lot of fans said coming into this game that this would be a legacy game for the Leafs, and in particular, the Leafs core. Those fans had no idea how right they were. And let me get this out of the way right away. That was game 5. The Panthers are up 3-2. The Florida Panthers won 6-1 over the Leafs in Toronto. Bless Nick Robertson. Bless Nick Robertson for ending the shutout. Nick Robertson, who now has more goals than Auston Matthews in the second round in their careers. Matthews has fewer goals in the second round than Nick Robertson, than Jesper Boquist, than AJ Greer, than just about everyone. He's tied for last. Sorry, that wasn't where I meant to go with that. Let's get this out of the way. Panthers won game 5 in Toronto. Friday's game 6. It's in Florida. Leafs might win. They might. It'd be just the sort of thing they would do. They've gone into Boston, and they never win Game 7. Of course, they never win Game 7, but they win 5 to 4-7 all the time. They've done it more than once. They did it in 2018. They did it last year. It's one of their favorite things, is going into Boston and delaying the inevitable by winning Game 5 on the road. Forcing 7 and then letting the hockey gods take it from there is kind of the Leafs thing. The Leafs lost in 6 games to the Washington Capitals in 2017. They never did that again. They exclusively went 7. 2018 against the Bruins, they went 7. Patrick Marleau had 2 goals in an elimination game. We'll get back to that. 2019, they blew it twice. Game 6 and Game 7, but it went 7. 2020, they pulled off one of the most unlikely and historic comebacks in NHL playoff history just to force Game 5, which during the COVID bubble was Game 7. So it's a winner-take-all game. 2021, you know what? This 3-1 lead, we love a Game 7. 2022, we love a Game 7. Again, blowing an opportunity to win it on the road in Game 6. 2023, they won in 6 against Tampa. That year was all thrown off. That was all weird because they won that one in 6 and then blew it against the Panthers in 5. But the next year, right back on track, they lose in 7 to Boston. Here we go. This is what we do. Yeah, they beat the Sens in 6, but it seemed like they were about to go right into their little blanket, their little comfort blanket, and go to 7 anyway. No. When this team wins, they do it like normal teams. But if there's any optimism you could have heading into Game 6, they could force Game 7 because it's exactly the kind of weird thing they would do. Then Game 7 at home. We'll see. But do you understand that right now, sitting where we are, even though the Leafs could win Game 6, they could have Game 7 on home ice, they could even win the thing, based on what we saw in Game 5, there is absolutely no reason in the whole wide world to believe that will even kind of happen. What is most likely to happen, given that performance from Game 4 that carried on and got worse in Game 5, is some guys have already played their last game in a Leaf uniform in Toronto. You don't win Game 6, don't bother coming back. Guess what? Panthers did you a favor. You're not coming back. Not only were the Leafs booed for literally half this game. Do you understand? People drove hours, took public transit for hours, paid hundreds or thousands of dollars to be there tonight. And for half of that game, more people were watching my stream on YouTube than were in the building to watch you suck. Do you understand? People are pouring out of the building and flooding into my chat to watch my misery. Dude, when it was like 1 or 2-0, there were 5,000 or 6,000 people in there. By the time it's 5-0, people are watching me like, is spontaneous combustion a real thing or just an invention of South Park? Can't wait to find out, because if it's gonna be anyone, it's this guy. So far, I don't appear to be flammable, but I am sweating a lot. I get a lot of people in the comments because I've been doing this since I was 19 years old, and now I'm a grizzled, look at me. And some of the comments go, Steve, you're fat. You know what? That's because I love food. But don't confuse fat without a shape. I promise you, if you tried one of my workouts, you would snap in half. Otherwise, how on earth could I do this for a living? Pouring sweat down my back right now, pouring on my forehead, because here I am again. Let me tell you about something. Let me tell you about the Leafs' nickname for who? For each other? No. Us. The fans. Us. The unwashed. The fans, the gremlins, the fans, the nuisances, the fans, the noise. They dare to call us the noise. As if to say we are the problem. How does any NBA player, NFL player, MLB, I noticed the Yankees seem to do well fairly often. How does anyone get out of bed in the morning? This is hockey. Like, it's still a relatively niche sport. It's big here. It's relatively big here. But the noise is deafening here. And they got to block out the noise. Craig Berube was saying it just this morning. Got to block out the noise. It's a lot of noise. I know Noise who brought their 5-year-old to this game. And they had to watch that. They paid to get them and their 5-year-old into this game. I know a couple other Noises who got in their car and drove to the arena from Sault Ste. Marie. Paid hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in tickets and in gas. Who knows about food? And maybe they'll decide they're too tired and they need a hotel. Those Noises drove hours and hours and hours, paid all that money just to be referred to as Noise and have their night dumped on by the greatest group of perennial chokers this sport has ever known. How dare you? And you know they're going to go somewhere else and they're going to win. And you couldn't do it here. And the reason you went somewhere else and won, it must be us. It must be the fans. It must be the noise. You know what, though? It wasn't always like this. No, the Toronto Maple Leafs have not been to the Stanley Cup final since 1967. That was the last time they won, and it was their last time in the final. But this futility, it wasn't always like this. Conference Final 93, that team is so beloved it's still talked about. They had a parade. 94, that team got swept, but they were in the Final Four. 1999, they took on the Sabres, ran into the greatest goalie of all time. And I know, it's debatable, whatever. Just shut up. Stay with the point. And in 2002, the Leafs were losing Game 6 at home against the Carolina Hurricanes. And Matt Sundin tied it with seconds left in the game. The arena erupts. Joe Bowen sounds like he's crying because he might actually be. He said, "Bless you boys, what a game. Don't you tell me about heart and perseverance and determination. This is unbelievable." You know what I hate so much about that call? It's so good. I hate how good that call is. For that game-tying goal in the Eastern Conference Final in 2002 in Game 6. I hate how good that call is because they lost! Not that series, they lost that game! And we didn't feel like the noise back then. We felt like the good kind of noise. What noise? What coach? What hockey school? What possesses you to do a no-look spinorama pass in your own zone to a ghost in the neutral zone? Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews combining to dispel myths all on their own. What's one of the oldest sayings in hockey? You can't give a good player a bad pass. Wrong! Yes, you can! Turnover, Boquist, that dude is in the healthy scratch conversation. The Panthers have him on the top line tonight. Against you! In your barn with last change! He's outscoring you!
Mitch, what was that? Here come the Panthers off a spinny backhand pass, and they score! Mitch,
What on earth are you friggin' doing? What was going through your head when you did that? What is your major malfunction? What made you think that was the move? The Panthers have Jesper friggin' Boquist up on their top line tonight, and he just buried you clowns. 3-0 in your own barn halfway through a Game 5? You guys suck!
They weren't in it for a second. Robertson gets in the lineup, scores. Hilarious. No notes. Absolutely so funny, outrageously hilarious. David Kampf was fine. The changes you make to the depth don't matter. Tavares, Nylander, Marner, Matthews. If they don't play well, you are dead. That's it. That is the beginning, middle, and end of this team forever and ever. Amen. And as long as they don't perform, there's not a point driving from Sault Ste. Marie or bringing your child or going to these games at all. Look at this. Look at this. This is, I would die for this person. Chris Tanev goes, I'll take responsibility. I need to be better. What? He didn't have a great game, but what? I like this comment. I would blame 10 other Leafs players, Brad Treliving, Steve Dangle, Masai Ujiri, and Carlton the Bear, before blaming Tanev for this. Honestly, even though I caught a stray in there, valid. Here's another one. Let's exchange sad stats. Leafs fall to 0-8 in playoff games officiated by referee Kelly Sutherland since 2006. So there's that. Damn, that's crazy. The Leafs are 0-9 or 0-10 with Wes McCauley as the ref or whatever, and Kelly Sutherland, they're 0-8 or whatever. What if you just suck? What if the reason you're 0-17 or 0-18 with those two refs combined is you suck ass? You suck so much. Oh my God, you suck. What if that's it? Maybe Wes McCauley has it out for you. Maybe Kelly Sutherland has it out for you. Or maybe you suck so much. How don't you luck into a win in 17 games? What? Or is it 18? Maybe they combine for a couple of them. I don't know. It's too unbelievable to wrap my head around. This is, let me just explain the chasm in Oilers terms. We're all talking about, oh, Leafs-Oilers final. Wouldn't that be fun? From producer Hayden, Oilers stars versus Leaf stars in games where a team, their team or the other team, could be eliminated from the playoffs. Connor McDavid, 20 games, 12 goals, 21 assists, 33 points. Leon Draisaitl, 20 games, 6 goals, 19 assists, 25 points. Austin Matthews, keeping in mind this is from before tonight. 20 games, 7 goals, 7 assists, 14 points. Marner, 21 games, 2 goals, 13 assists, 15 points. William Nylander, 22 games, 10 goals, 11 assists, 22 points. Hey, that's not bad. So that would mean that Patrick Marleau, who scored 2 goals in 2018's Game 7 against Boston, in Boston, he scored 2 goals. That means that Patrick Marleau had as many goals in elimination games as a member of the Toronto Maple Leafs that night than Marner has in his whole career. I wouldn't take him back for free. We're talking about cap hits. If he came with a magical negative cap hit, if he came for negative $5 million, I wouldn't take him back. He can go somewhere else. He'll make millions somewhere else. He might win somewhere else. For years, I've said it's the mix. Maybe Game 6 is the legacy game, which forces Game 7 the legacy game. But as of right now, this was it. This was the legacy game. Austin Matthews on the booze and crowd leaving early. I don't think we gave them much reason to stick around. Not only were the fans booing the Leafs for like half the game in this one, I think they were specifically booing Matthews and Marner. They were booing the top line when they were out there, and I know no one is in the stands thinking, screw Matthew Nyes. Craig Berube said Game 6 is more about mindset than tactical adjustments for the Leafs. Can I cut him off before he gives his answer then? That means they're losing, right? It's more about mindset. Oh, they're losing. Anyway, it's just disappointing for all of us here, the way we came out in the first period and the way we played. That's the biggest thing I take out of that whole thing. That whole game. Was that from Game 4 or 5? Like, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, you know what? Like, we took our faith in this team that they earned from us for Ottawa, for the beginning of this series. We took that and we thought, you know what? They just lost 2 games. They just got shut out. But they're coming home. And they're going to have such a good effort, and I bet you they win this game. and they dropped that on us. And hockey gods, too good. The Leafs had one goal with about a minute to go. If I'm not mistaken, it was with 1 minute and 6 seconds, 1-6. And it was a no-look backhander. Rube continues on tonight's performance. There was a lot of mistakes, and for me, mistakes happen in games. But it's the way they happen tonight that's disappointing. It's disappointing for all of us here, the way we came out in the first period and the way we played. When the Leafs got shut out in Game 5 against Ottawa, I said that the Toronto Maple Leafs and their core were running out of chances to prove they are not what everyone says they are. You have one more chance. One. And that's Game 6 to earn your other one more chance. You have one more chance in Game 6 to prove you are not the most pathetic group of choking losers this sport has ever seen. You have one more chance to prove you are not Sam Bennett's doormat. You have one more chance to prove you are not Brad Marchand's personal urinal. Austin Matthews said that they all need to take a long look in the mirror, including himself. And when the Leafs all take the time after this stinging loss to have a look at themselves in the mirror, they will not find any one of us, any of the fans, any of the unwashed, any of the noise staring back at them. Winning, showing up, performing is a you thing. It is on you. That's what you got to do in Game 6 or you'll be golfing. Maybe that's what you prefer to do. I don't know. Or maybe you're just not capable. You know, maybe you're trying your heart out and you just can't hang with the Florida Panthers. Whatever it is, I hope the team is completely blown to smithereens if they fail to get this done. Or, you know, maybe they got something special in them. 2018, Braden Holtby, you just decided to shut the Lightning out for 2 straight games. You know, maybe the Leafs can do that. Winnipeg Jets, they tied it up with like a second left and avoided being the President's Trophy chokers. You know, maybe the Leafs can do something like that. They have. The Leafs are, at their core, the ideal dog shelter. Because they have absolutely no dogs left. I think I'm like the rest of you. I cannot believe we're still here. I cannot believe the Leafs have the same problems that they had pre-COVID. I cannot believe the Leafs have the same problems they had. You know what? This is not the funeral. This is not the eulogy. They got one more chance. They have to go into the Lions' den, the Panthers' den. You have to go into Florida and extend your season by beating the Stanley Cup champions in their barn. If you can do it, great. If you can't, no one is going to miss having you on their team. We will be recording a brand new Steve Dangle podcast. In fact, we will be recording 2 episodes of the Steve Dangle podcast tomorrow at the Sport Check in Maple Leaf Square. Please come and check us out. There's chairs. You're just allowed to come. You're just allowed to show up. We're going to be recording a little after 11 at the Sport Check at Maple Leaf Square. We'll be there tomorrow, and I'll see you. For now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends to keep it down. Keep it down, everyone. We wouldn't want to disturb them with all of our noise.